I get the pleasure of introducing my husband, the Reverend Kevin Ross. It was funny when we had our first rally, I was very intentional about having only women speakers. And when I opened this one up to male speakers, he was the first I asked, and he said, "Ooh, me?" acting surprised. But he is such a powerful speaker. He's aware, but I don't always tell him how much of an impact he's made on my life and supporting me in living my purpose. You stand around him for just a couple minutes and you'll be starting to wonder what your purpose is and start figuring it out. But he's the Senior Minister of Unity of Sacramento. Please give it up for Reverend Kevin Ross.
I am the privileged and only speaker who got to come up here and kiss the organizer on the lips. Therefore, I'm feeling extra privileged. Good afternoon, Sacramento! Good afternoon, Women for Equality! Say with me, our future is bright!
Our future is bright!
Come on, wake up, this is it. Our future is bright!
Our future is bright!
Because we're here! Come on, say it again. Our future is bright because we're here. High five somebody and say, we can make a difference. Go ahead and tell them, we can make a difference. I want to say right here and right now how proud I am to be married to a woman who has the capacity to do it all. And I'm not joking. I saw all three of our children be pushed into this world, and she had full control over the situation. She was texting people. She decided when the epidural went in, she says just a little more to the left. She manages to balance household, but also her heart. It was on the evening, and I'm not sure how many of you are familiar with the story of how this great organization has formed, but it was on the evening of the election night when many of us were walking around tall, feeling proud, waiting for the results to come in. We walked into our home, people walked into our home with bottles of champagne ready to burst open. And we were high-fiving ourselves in advance. Anybody high-five yourself in advance about, this is a landslide, we said? And on that night, when one state didn't come in, and then the next state didn't come in, we saw the bright lights in our skies start to dim. We became a little bit discouraged. And I remember the party being over a little bit early. And I remember trying to find my wife, my Shiro, who was in the closet of her bedroom, our bedroom, in tears, bent over. She was broken open that day. And every now and again, we wonder, how did this happen? Maybe there's a blessing in disguise. Maybe we found someone who can be a catalyst to get us up off of our blessed assurances and take our country's soul back from billionaires. And so the next day, Anita Ross said to me, I'm going to start a rally. I said, are you going to a rally? She says, no, I'm starting my own thing. And I was honored because once again, while she was holding up one half of the sky, she decided that she was going to take the other half of the sky. And I said, well, let me do anything I can to be of support. She stands in the way of people like Margaret Mead, the great anthropologist who said, "Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it is the only thing that ever has." Don't let yourself get crowditis. She stands in the way of one called Maya Angelou, who just a few days ago, this nation celebrated her transition date, and we're standing on Maya Angelou's shoulders in this very hour, who said, "I may come as one, but I stand as 10,000. Don't let yourselves get crowditis. Don't let yourselves be deterred. This unique hour calls for men to step forth. And I want you to know that I'm not ashamed to associate with women. I've been associated with a woman since before I had a name. I remember the first time I grew up in a church where I only saw women pastors, women ministers. And I remember watching a show on television after coming under the great influence of the Reverend Dr. Johnny Coleman. I remember saying to my mother after seeing a Catholic priest on television, I said, "Mom, can men be ministers as well?" So my entire life I've had no problem with following women, because women always manage to follow their hearts. And that's what we need more of in this world. More heart. And so real men are not corporate bullies. Real men aren't pulpit thugs who use the pulpit to marginalize and minimalize and discriminate against and make people small. Real men aren't busy slamming shut doors and building walls. They're busy opening wide doors and building bridges of equality and opportunity. Real men aren't intimidated by powerful women. They don't feel emasculated by being next to a powerful woman. But they draw strength in knowing together everybody accomplishes more. Real men aren't ashamed to say, "I make almost as much as the women executives I work for," and are willing to make sure that there's equal pay. Come on, equal work. Real men make places of sanctuary for people who are lost, who are shut out, who have been ejected because of terrorism. They make home feel like a place, even if it's far across many shores. We make people feel at home in this country. And so, in addressing the theme a little bit, as a minister, I can't help but quote, "What does it profit a man to gain the whole world and to lose his soul?" And I ask the question, what does it profit a nation to conquer the whole world and lose its soul? And the soul of America is defined by its values of inclusion, of pluralism, of oneness, of equality. And friends, we have to remember these ancient words. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men and women, see, if a woman was in the room, she would have made sure that Edith was there, that all men and women, are created equally. But our role today is to hold these truths. You can't talk about these truths. You've got to, hold these truths. And when you hold these truths, you will stand up Men, you will come out from among those who are sexist, who are racist, who are misogynistic, who are homophobic, who find any other reason to put people down. Great men help people stand up. It's my privilege to do my part as a father of 3 beautiful children, Angelina, Camila, and Katie. It's our privilege to do our part to make the world just a little safer so that their gifts have an opportunity to shine.
Yes.
Let's do that together. It's our time to shine. God bless you.
Give it up for Rev Kev Ross.